Joey D with UTVUnderground.com. We've had an amazing year chasing UTV racers all over the United States. This time we're about to do something special. We're here in Tecate, about to cross the border from the US to Mexico to chase UTVs at the Baja 500. Baja's a special place to us. We've been coming down here a long time, and this is where we fell in love with off-road racing back in the 90s. So it's huge that we get a chance to now come down, take our camera crews, and actually tell the story of UTVs racing the famed Baja races. We're gonna start now with the Baja 500. Later in the year, we get to take you to the Baja 1000. But for now, we're gonna hook up with the Jagged X crew, go tear down some tacos, and make our way to Ensenada. It's a UTV Underground tradition to stop at the Los Traeros taco stand on our way to Ensenada. It's the perfect way to start our weekend as we get ready to push through tech and contingency. So we're here at Contingency. It's Friday morning. The cars are lined up, rolling through. We found the Jagged X boys. They're pushing through tech now, right up onto the main stage here. It's a great time. Thousands of people out here right now following the racers and their teams through. We're gonna hang with the Jagged boys and see how the rest of the day goes. Each Baja race kicks off with a full day of contingency. The city turns into a giant party surrounding the race, with thousands of locals flocking to downtown to interact with their favorite racers. The Baja 500 is part of SCORE's 3-race series that also features the San Felipe 250 and the famed Baja 1000. Jagged X, having won the 250 back in February, was looking to go for back-to-back wins at this year's Baja 500. The past 2 days have been a lot of fun here in Baja, a lot of partying, a lot of festivities at Tech and Contingency, but today's Saturday, and that means it's race time. Trophy trucks and Class 1s are on the line now, taking off and heading 500 miles into the desert. UTVs are staged to shoot off 2 hours behind the first trophy truck. They'll be racing well into the night. We're gonna go try and meet up with some of the racers now, and we'll see you out in the desert all day long.
Levi, this is my buddy Sean. Both a couple guys, full-time jobs, bought a stock 900, built it, the two of us, everything designed, built, put it together for the race. Yeah, we're here, we just want to finish, take it easy, try to finish. Of course we want to win, but Polaris put together a good car to start.
I'm Jeff, this is Bryce, my co-driver. We're from Bend, Oregon. This is our first off-road race. I'm pretty nervous. To be honest with you, it's a first desert race. I'm just hoping we don't get lost or break down immediately. Our big goal this trip is to finish the race. That would be a success for us.
My name is Alonso Lopez, racing out of Rosarito, Northern California, with AJ Motorsports. We built out this car out of scratch from nothing, from the bottom up. 7 weeks, and we did it. Haven't slept for 4 nights, but here we are. I know there are some good guys out there, like Jagged X. So when I tell those guys, let's see what happens.
Being down here for the first time, you do get a little bit nervous, but you got the right people on your team. It's just like racing in the States. It's just a lot more people on the side of the course. Hate to say it, but I don't want to be the guy that breaks the car. So I got to save the car for my my teammate and get him a nice fresh car to finish off the race. So it's a long race, long day, slow and steady, and just get to the finish line. That's all we really need.
1905 Can-Am would lead the pack through race mile 70. The 1947 RZR would be hot on his tail, and after an already intense battle with the 1917 Can-Am, the 1932 of Jagged X would be running in third. As the racers approached the summit around race mile 100, the 1905 and 1947 would fall victim to Baja. This would allow the 1917 Can-Am and the 1932 Jagged X RZR to fight for the lead towards the midway point.
We're at race mile 230. We're going to do a driver's change. Brandon and Keith are going to jump out, and I'm going to jump in with Jason, and we're going to take it to the finish. They got into a little bit of a bottleneck up on the summit, or just past the summit, and we're currently in second place, but we've got we're only 40% of the way in, so we've got a long way to go. We just got to keep her going. We lost the radio, so we've had very little communication. It got wet in one of those mud traps that the locals created, so we're going to do a belt change. We now have the radio working, and evidently there's a squeak on the passenger side. We're going to check that out. But belt change, air filter change, fuel, and jump in and go have some fun. Drive around the desert at night.
What's that? Air cleaner, what do you think?
Oh, that's your... You take it?
Dude, first 230 is pretty brutal. It's first, like, I don't know, 30, 40 miles was not bad. Going through Ojos was awesome. People are everywhere. Outside of that, it gets rough as crap, man. And it's whoop after whoop after whoop, and silt after silt after silt. But hey, we got through it. Car's still running, and we'll see how it goes.
So it's almost 8 p.m. We're at race mile 230. That's not even halfway through the race right now. UTVs are charging, but only 2 have made it through this point thus far. Jagged X just performed their driver's change and headed on up towards Mike's Sky Ranch. This spot here is the last time anyone will see them for about 100 miles until they reach the Pacific coast. From there, they gotta run north, and as it gets darker, it's gonna get tougher out there. They've got one team in front of them. They gotta chase them down. There's about a 20-minute differential there at this point. So things are really heating up, and it's getting really exciting out here at the Baja. Racing the Baja is tough, but racing at night is crazy. The 1932 RZR, being down by over 20 minutes, knew they would have to push to regain the top spot. The leaders in the 1917 Can-Am knew they would also have to push to retain their lead. Unfortunately for them, Baja would push back, allowing the 1932 to get by and set a comfortable pace to head towards the finish. It's 3:45 a.m. and we're back at the start-finish line here in Ensenada. We just got report that the Jagged X boys are about 40 miles away from the finish. Vehicles have been running in here and finishing since about 7 p.m. tonight. It's been a long day on course for the guys. The whole crew's here. Everyone's a little tired, but they're also very excited to see the car roll across the finish line.
We just won the SCORE Baja 500, and we actually just raced the course and didn't really pay too much attention to the other guys and just kind of let it come to us, and it did. It was a tough one. It was definitely a tough one. Brennan Schuler did a great job. Jagged X finally came around a corner, and we saw our fierce competitors but friends, the Murrays, with their car on its lid, and the front end pretty much torn off, and felt pretty bad for those guys. We stopped, made sure they were okay. Getting a win is super, super special at an event like the SCORE Baja 500, and we're coming back in November for the Baja 1000 win. I have no brain left at all.
After almost 18 hours in the desert here in Baja, Matt Parks and Brandon Schuler of Jagged X Racing brought their Polaris RZR across the finish line to take home the win at the 45th Baja 500. We had a blast chasing him around today. It's time to go get some shut-eye, get some rest, recharge the batteries, and head home to our families in the U.S. We can't wait to get back here in November for the 1000.